Hey guys, what's up? I know it's been a while, but in this video we're going to be going over a topic that's very fascinating and also important. But first off, don't forget to share, like, and subscribe if you enjoy the video. But basically what we're getting into is me and my friend had a conversation about what games brought something new to the franchise. And we started back at Modern Warfare 2, leading up until now, and every game has brought something new. But out of those things, first of all, how many things did it bring in? And second of all, how many of those things did we like versus things we didn't like? Because it doesn't matter if you're bringing in a whole bunch of new stuff if people don't like it. And then at the end, we're going to go over what's new with the new Modern Warfare, and I'll drop some of my gameplay with it. Now keep in mind the good and bad ratios are based off of the opinions of me and my friend Chucky. If your opinions differ, comment below. And if I forget anything major, please comment that below. And remember, for the most part, these are just things that were new that stood out to us at the time. If I were to go into every itty bitty detail of what was new, it would have taken forever. But these are major things that stood out to us when we played the game. Without further ado, let's get started. Modern Warfare 2. All the new things. Blood screen when you got damage was new. Pro perks, customizable kill streaks, including the nuke, AC-130, and chopper gunner. Controllable kill streaks. Final kill cam was new. Heartbeat sensor. Bling, having two attachments on your weapon. That was new. Cold blooded. Using attachments on your guns to unlock other attachments. Like you had to use, I think, the ACOG scope and get so many kills with it before unlocking the thermal. There's another one. The thermal is new. Spec Ops was new. Dual wielding akimbo. Javelin really stood out. The master key attachment. Fully auto pistols. Fully auto shotgun. Shotguns as a secondary. The money that flew out when you got a payback kill. Blast shield. Riot shield. Tactical insertion, and then some of the bad ones, death streaks, getting ammo in a care package. Even though care packages as a whole was new, getting ammo was the worst. One man army felt pretty broken, and that's saying something considering how OP a lot of weapons were. But for some reason, everything else balanced itself out. That one was rough for a lot of people to get their heads around. Emblems and calling cards were new, and then I think the attachment Full Metal Jacket was new. Overall 28-ish around there new things brought to the game that really stood out to us at the time, and maybe 3 around there were negative, so around like 91% of what was new had a positive impact on us when we played it. Well, now we're moving on to Black Ops. What was new in that? Theater mode, private match bots, the purchase system or the currency system to unlock things, and then you had to buy every weapon to unlock the very last weapon. That was a really cool grind. Face paint, grind to golden, like golden your weapons. Creating an emblem, that was new. Custom reticles, including the shape, the color, and the color of the lens. The full-on accomplishable Easter eggs and zombies. The party game modes. The RCXD stood out. Flamethrower attachment, decoy grenades, ballistic knife, crossbow, the interactive maps where you could press a button and open and close certain areas on certain maps like radiation, the media share menu, diving, hacking a care package, tactical gas. Yes, there was tungsten gas in World at War, but in this game you could have it would show hit markers when somebody ran into it and it would kill them over time. Tactical camera, timed environmental changes, dual magazine, which was kind of a sleight of hand attachment type thing. Let's see, remastered zombie maps. First time they did that, and then Prestige Edition only maps. You could only have the remastered zombie maps in the beginning if you had gotten the Prestige Edition of Black Ops 1. A lot of fans didn't really like that. It wasn't cool. And then SR-71 or Advanced UAV, that was kind of the first time that had been put in. So we tallied up around 26 new things that stood out. And then like maybe one or two, just one really stood out as bad that we didn't like. Around 97% positive impact on us, out of all the new things. Next, we have Modern Warfare 3. Um, Survival was new. Weapons perks, proficiencies, those were new. The game mode Infected. The Moab, otherwise known as the Shitty Nuke, that was new. Specialist kill streak. Support kill streaks. The Juggernaut streak, that was cool. Then they added more death streaks like Dead Man's Hand. Ooh. And then the version of lag compensation they had for that game. If you didn't play it in its prime, you probably do not understand. But those of us who played it back then on a hard connection versus a Wi-Fi connection, you guys probably understand what I'm talking about. Um, Kill streaks could differ between classes. Um, the token system was new. Machine pistols had its own category. They were doing point streaks instead of kill streaks, actually. That was new. The trophy system, and then the weekly map season pass. Every week was a new map, but it ended up feeling rushed. It ended up feeling like quantity over quality. Don't get me wrong, there were some great maps, but we ended up with a lot of maps we could have done without. That whole system could have been redone or not done in the first place. Um, but that was a big thing when it came out. So that was around 16-ish new things. The positive impact was around 81% versus the negatives. Um, Now we're moving on to Black Ops 2. So it took place in the distant future with, futuristic weapons and everything. Um, it had the Pick 10 system, 3 or more attachments on your gun, the motion tracker sight. I remember that stood out to me along with the hunter killer drone. The alternative point streak, their version of the point streak. Um, Hardpoint, huge multi-sectional zombies map, transit, first DLC weapon, the Peacekeeper. They added a whole bunch of more layers to creating an emblem. Um, Wildcards was new. The first microtransactions, which was the camos, like, cosmetic microtransactions. Being able to have an extra perk, like 2 perks of the same category, that was new. Being able to recycle your kill streaks, completely made up weapons, like just BS futuristic weapons. That was kind of a first. Select fire as an attachment was new. The shock charge was new. And the zombies bank system was new, and it was totally awesome. So that's around 18 or so new things. Uh, 88% positive impact versus the things that me and Chucky didn't really like, didn't feel for, the game could have done without. Um, Now we're on to Ghost. So field orders. Uh, that was new. That was great. I loved field orders. The convoluted perk system, though, it was a little crazy. I didn't appreciate it too much. Personal dog as a kill streak. The create a soldier system. Limited but destructible environments was new. Non-campaign related DLC map themes. For example, the pirate ship map. It was like in the 1800s or some shit. Like, it was awesome. Um, but it had nothing to do with the story of the game. Um, let's see. Dual categoric weapons. So they had DLC weapons where it would it could take form as like a submachine gun or as an assault rifle. It was weird. It should have just been 2 separate weapons because you couldn't, I don't know, you couldn't really do much mid-match, mid-game. But anyways, then there's Extinction. Um, that was new. Their take on zombies and survival in that game was awesome. Slide was new. The ground radar multiplier system, where it was like a UAV, but it was just this ground radar thing you put on the ground, and if everybody had one, it was like an advanced UAV. The problem was people could just shoot it super easily, like take it out, like it. I don't know. I didn't like it. I didn't dig it. Neither did Chucky. And then marksman rifles as its own category. That was new as well. Around 10-ish, 11-ish things. 72% around there. Positive impact. Um, Let's see. Now Advanced Warfare. Okay, here we go. Not too many new things, but the new things that were brought in were pretty huge. Exosuits. Huge. Microtransactions that felt very pay to play. That was new. Um, Adding in all the different weapons variations, and then the odds, the pretty crappy odds with the supply drops. Um, we thought they were crappy at the time. We had no idea they were going to get so much worse as time went on. But that was the first time a Call of Duty really felt like it was pay to play. Fourth kill streak as an option was cool, and then they had the pick 13 system. So it came out to about 33% of a positive impact, in our opinion, on the gameplay. Now moving on to Black Ops 3. So specialists were new. The complete Ether remaster. Wall running was new. The reduced odds in supply drops was new and crappy. Campaign unlocking multiplayer items like emblems and stuff, but like it'd never been done on like a scale like this before. I don't think it had been done before at all, really. And then the convoluted candy system, it felt like it was way overdone. Like it felt like none of them really thought through. They just started throwing them out there after time went on, and it would have just been better if it was just random. Like you went to the candy machine and it just gave you a candy, but they had to find some way for you to spin for candies to turn it into some microtransaction system. But anyways, I'm going to show you the list. This isn't the finished, polished version of the list. This is kind of like just getting right down to it when we first kind of started. But you can see as time goes on, less and less new things that have never been done before get brought to the table. And naturally, that makes sense. But then also the percentage of those new things brought to the table that are good compared to bad, that starts to die off as well. But like the numbers like 28, 26, 16, 18, 11, 6, and 6. And then the percentages 91, 97, 81, 88, 72, 33, 50. And those are roughly the percentages. But now I want to move on to what I experienced, what felt new in the new Modern Warfare when I got to play it in LA. So reloading while aiming down sights. New, awesome. The full-on night vision mode. Opening or peeling open doors. Multi-category mounting. What that means is basically in previous games you could mount your weapon if it was an LMG. In this game you can mount just about any weapon. The double sprint was cool. Gunsmith, the way they did it, never been done before, and it was awesome. When they tried to describe it previously, I didn't know how it was going to look or feel, but it felt awesome. Very intuitive. The IR laser attachments. Now, I'm not just talking about lasers in general, because we've seen in the previous Call of Duties, like Black Ops 2, for instance, you had the laser for hip firing on your weapon. But these are IR. They can't be seen without night vision. Then there was Search Revive. That's what we called it. That was a fun mode. 2020 Dom, or 5 Flag Dom. That was hectic and crazy. It was pretty cool. The 2v2 mode was awesome. The finishers were cool. And last but not least, as far as new goes, getting rid of the UAV getting rid of the minimap, for core game modes. I did not mind it for most of the regular modes, but when it got to 20v20 Dom, that's when it started to feel a little stupid. I know apparently they're getting rid of it because it'll make it easier for new players to join in, because when you're new you don't know how to utilize your minimaps so well, and when other players do, you can just get completely wrecked. But for the most part, almost every person that was there playing the game afterwards, when I heard them talking about it, they said they did not like that it was gone. They said that's what hardcore is for. If you want that feature, go play hardcore. I can't say I completely disagree, But overall, that's one negative out of 11 new things, so still in the 90s as far as percentages go, which hasn't been the case for Call of Duty in about a decade. So those of you who are, classic COD fans, stay open-minded, don't be worried too much, and people who think Call of Duty needs some type of change or something new, yeah, you're gonna get that for sure. But again, I want to hear you guys' opinion on this whole video. Go deep into what really stood out to you, what you remember, fond memories, bad memories. I want to hear it all and reminisce. So that's all I got for now. And I guess I'll just catch you guys next time. Peace.